Some WA families could be set to save thousands of dollars a year as WA Labor launches a bold commitment to trial full-time kindergarten for free in 2027. It'll only be on offer at 10 locations with the aim to roll out over a decade. Parenting expert Di Wilcox joins us. Good afternoon to you, Di.
Hello, Mon.
What do you make of the plan? Who does it work for?
Look, I think there's going to be some benefit. There's pros and cons like everything. But what I've found is that 3-year-olds, they're probably not quite ready for full-time, but 4-year-olds are probably more ready to go into full-time care. So we need to be careful who we're aiming it at.
So you think they are ready at that stage? What are the downsides, however?
Look, the downsides are going to be that there's going to be a lot more expectation on these children to perform. They might tire more easily. They might have more separation anxiety. There's also a bit of a risk that if we start putting grade 1 materials down into kindergarten, there's going to be a lot more stress on both the teachers and the students.
Is it necessary for children to be doing full-time kindergarten? I mean, do we risk making what is currently a choice compulsory for the sake of wanting children to achieve?
It's not necessary for children to attend full-time. In fact, there's been comparison studies done between children who've done full-time kindergarten and those part-time, and the advantages to full-time are so small that children will make up for this. I think there's going to be a bit of a pressure on parents because they feel that if everyone else is sending their children full-time, they should too. They don't want their children to miss out or to fall behind. But I also think for teachers, it's going to be a little bit different. They're going to have to think about how they teach because they're now not only going to teach the curriculum, but they're going to have to make room for play, napping and resting because these children are so young.
It is being pitched as cost of living relief for families, but it does put a fair amount of pressure on schools, doesn't it?
Yeah, there is pressure on schools because they're going to have to employ teachers either full-time or job share positions, and kindergarten teaching is exhausting. We're going to have to be really careful we don't lose teachers because they're burnt out. There's also going to be a pressure on schools to adapt the current curriculum from 3 days to 5 days, and that's going to be a lot of prep time for both teachers and schools.
Kindy hours are much shorter than daycare. Does it risk putting more pressure on families in the sense of their duty of care?
Look, I think what's going to happen is schools are definitely going to be seen as more of a daycare system in the way that they deal with the younger children, and parents are going to have to adapt their day to meet these new routines of school. So for everyone, the school, the parents and teachers, there's going to be a lot of adapting to do.
Why do you think it's such a radical plan, Di? I mean, what's wrong with the current system of a 5-day fortnight?
Look, the current system's not broken, but it definitely caters for those parents that have flexible working arrangements and they don't need care outside of school. But it's not very helpful for those parents that are working full-time and their children have to go to different caregivers. For those children, they have different routines, they have different rules, and that's hard for them to adapt to.
Always appreciate your expertise on this matter, Di. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.